You know, the sad now that it's starting to pick up, and now that people are starting to talk about this story, you have a lot of people, and particularly black women, that are trying to side with her and, and basically justify her actions, or justifying her going on a, going on the podcast talking about what she sacrificed. First of all, at the end of the day, Ayesha Curry is just selfish and self-centered, immature. And for the women that are justifying her actions and siding with her, you're trash. And I'm glad a lot of y'all are showing your face. Men, stay clear the fuck away from them. Run for the hills. It's amazing that some of these women's coochie is dripping with lack of accountability. They are having lack of accountability orgasms. Yeah. And I'm going there. I've seen quite a few videos where women are trying to justify her actions. It is no to justify her actions. While you sit up here on one note, you have these scallywags having these high demands, these scallywags, these broke, dusty ass, bum ass bitches who don't bring nothing to the table except their pot bellies and their bad attitudes and their multiple children by multiple men, sitting up here trying to have all these high expectations. And then when you get somebody like Ayesha Curry, who in a great position, who black women are always complaining, black men, they date white women, they won't they, they won't give us black women a chance. They go get white women. They go get Aisha Curry is black. She falls under the category of black woman. She may be light. She may have some other ethnicity in her, but she falls under the category as black woman. And she says she's black. She claims to be black. So there you have it. I always see y'all making these videos about these athletes or rich black men that won't give black women a chance when they're up. But here it is, somebody that's up, that's been given a chance, and all she does is go around complaining, bitching, and whining about her, what she could have. Hey, Aisha, if you don't leave, leave, leave. I mean, you actually got women trying to justify this, these bum, nothing ass women. These poor excuse for women. Yeah, and I'm finna go hard to paint on y'all. You can't justify this bullshit. Are you nuts? It was boxing fan, but this is the thing. You can't win for losing. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you date somebody that's not black, you get criticized. If you date somebody that's of the same race as you and you black, and they do stuff to you, they say you just supposed to take it. Why is there this thing with the black man? He's supposed to just take it. He's just supposed to tolerate any and everything that's thrown in his direction. We're not supposed to say nothing about anything. We're just supposed to be quiet. And this is why black men are not respected in their community, not by just black women, by men and women of a lot of different nationalities. But you're gonna respect me because I'm definitely not Stephen Curry. And then you got these dumbass bitches coming on people's channels when they're doing these live talking about, well, if Stephen Curry ain't got a problem with it, why do everybody else? What the fuck are you talking about? What is he supposed to say? He shouldn't have to say nothing. The problem is we're talking about it. And if we're talking about it, it's a problem. It's a damn problem. I can tell you now, I ain't Stephen Curry. If my wife did that to me, If my wife went on a podcast and was talking about how she had dreams to do this, to do that, as soon as she got home, I'll say, "Well, I'm gonna let you follow your dreams. You free to go." I would change the locks. I would change the locks. I'm talking about she wouldn't be welcome in the house. I mean, I got money. I say, here, um, you need to leave this house. I will be contacting you. My lawyer will be contacting you. You need to go get a lawyer because we gonna end this. Like I said, if you don't want to be here, and for you to sit up there and now everybody have public knowledge. Basically, she's saying she wasn't really into Stephen Curry. And I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. This is complete BS. And I know this is going I know this is going to make a lot of people upset, men and women. There is no such thing as growing to love somebody. Either they love you or they don't. Oh, well, I didn't like them at first, but I grew to love them. You grew to love them when? After the hundreds of millions of dollars came? Or, whatever. Or the stature, the social stature, the celebrity stature, is that when you grew to love him? Because you became famous alongside him just because you had his last name and you were his wife? Well, women gonna be women. And that type of women, you need to stay the hell away from them. Woman that's okay with what Ayesha Curry has said and done in regards to her basically displaying herself as an ungrateful and I'm trying to be cool because that's all she come across as is being ungrateful. Like I said, there's women that would love to be in her place. That would love to be in her place where they wouldn't have to want for nothing. Like I said, this man has put her in a position where she won't ever have to work again. But yet here she is making this about her. What about what he sacrificed? He didn't make sacrifices. This man, Stephen Curry, had women throwing themselves at him on a regular basis all around the world, but all he does is talk about his wife, and he doesn't do anything to embarrass his wife. But his wife sure doesn't reciprocate that in return. Because this ain't the first time she didn't say some little slick, disrespectful stuff towards Stephen Curry. Oh, it bothers me that I don't get attention from other men like he gets from women when we go places. Why the fuck would you care whether you get attention from other other men? It just goes to show me that she the type of person that when she does eventually decide to leave him, she gonna go get herself a pookie. She gonna go get herself a pookie and take whatever she gets from the divorce and basically cater to his lifestyle. She already showing me she into that type of stuff, that she's that type of chick. She gonna get a less than of a dude. And this is what I mean by you just can't win. You can't win if you're a black man. Nah, she not entitled to her opinion. Not see, that's what I'm saying. No, she's not entitled to her opinion. That's complete bullshit. That's a red flag for any person or any woman that would think like that. She's basically displaying that she's selfish and she's all about herself. And that's the thing with this new age of women. They just openly selfish. They all about themselves. These women just have this sense of entitlement that where everything belongs to them. They don't have to take accountability for anything. They can say and do what they want, and they're not supposed to be questioned. And you see this a lot with modern black women, and this is why they're falling by the waistline. This is why nobody wants to date their ass. This is why nobody wants to marry them. This is why nobody wants to procreate with them. This is why people don't even this is it's to the point now where people don't even have curiosity about them anymore for the most part. They always used to have this chocolate fetish. But based off how some of these women conduct themselves and what they say on the internet, it's to the point to where nah, we're good. And you have to understand a lot of these women on here be full of shit anyway, be lying. These women sitting up here begging men for money begging men that they barely met or went out on one date, asking them to pay their rent, and then if the dude refuses, they calling them broke. Bitch, you broke. You the one is broke because you asking me. I don't even see how no woman with any type of respect for themselves would sit up there and ask a dude that they don't know for some money. It's funny, these women have an issue with you asking for some pussy on the first date, but then they don't have no problem asking you for some money. Go figure. That's just real talk. This is where we are. And like I said, any woman that's sitting up defending her, they full of shit. And they can come on my channel right now and I will cook their ass. You full of shit like like Ayesha Curry. You are full of it. You are a liar. And I'm not finna sugarcoat this anymore. You are trash. You are pathetic. You are a loser. And it's time to start calling these women what they are. They're losers. It's funny, Cynthia G uh, Cynthia G went on the tirade tearing down black men, calling us all type of names, her and a few other people. But we were supposed to put up with that. But these women act as if we can't call them out. We can't call them to the carpet. Where y'all get this thing? And where do y'all women get this thing where we can't call y'all out? I know we're sassy. I know we're this. I know we're that. Like, like that's not working. If you look what's going on, women are destroying a lot of things. The matriarch is destroying a lot of things. Women are destroying the club scene. Clubs are going out of business. And the funny thing is, it thing got so bad at the clubs, they making women pay now. Nah, it ain't none of this women getting in free before 11. Nah, y'all got to pay that $20 to get in. And then when they go to the club, no man won't say nothing to them because they have horrible attitudes and then they have this sense of entitlement. I mean, you got even they act like you can't question them about anything. Just like, at that college, I think that was a historical black college where they had those overweight, and I'm just gonna say it, fat so-called cheerleaders out there. And the dude made that remark saying, damn, what are they doing out there? And of course he got attacked, but he was just telling the truth. Women don't want to they don't want you to say anything to them about anything. Who in the fuck told y'all that we can't critique y'all? Where did you get that from? And Stephen Curry's mother, she ain't shit neither. Why would you publicly say you almost aborted him? Like what? These women don't have. I mean, it's almost to the point. Some of these women, and particularly black women, just seem like they don't have. Oh, no black woman come on here saying, "Please don't generalize black women." Shut the fuck up. A lot of these women be sitting up here lying, selling y'all delusions, just like that dumbass sprinkle chick. She full of shit too. From what I heard, she used to be a fat bitch that took a dude from another fat bitch, and that's pretty much. And for what I heard, he might be damn near a geriatric, and she just be sitting up lying. That's a fantasy. Talking about it's so easy to get, like, okay, if that's the case, then why don't everybody have a rich man then? Why are these black women still sitting around waiting for their rich six-figure so-called black man to walk through the door? And even if you do land a dude like that, it's not like you gonna treat it right. You still gonna fuck around and be coming to the hood messing with Pookie and Tyrone. A lot of these women get a guy like that and they'll take his resources and give it to the worst type of dude. Like I say, we the only ones in our community. And I have to say this to a certain degree. And I hate saying this and I hate it. They'll keep having these black women pick the worst dude to align themselves with, but then they'll create a mess, but then they expect us to clean it up. They expect us to come with the broom and the dustpan to clean up their mess. Well, we ain't doing it. Some of us ain't doing it. If you want to put on a cape and be with a woman that ain't gonna respect you, that's gonna constantly emasculate you and try to step all over you, then that's your problem. Won't be with me. Won't be with me. If I'm Stephen Curry, I'll be like, if you want to have a whole face, well, you for streets. So I'm finna send you to the streets. You can go to the streets. Like I said, imagine your kids hearing that interview where you said, "Oh, I didn't want to really be a mother. I didn't picture myself being a mother. I thought I would be the breadwinner." Well, you're not. Can you imagine if this? Can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot? Can you imagine if this was a man saying this about about he didn't, you know, he's a house husband or whatever the case may be, and his wife is some well highly paid athlete or just celebrity, and he and he basically went on the podcast. They would call him a bum. They would call him a scrub. They would call him every name but a child of God. But then because Ayesha Curry, and then you have a bunch of these feminazis who won't hold her accountable, and this is the problem. It's a double standard, which I'm gonna talk about Cardi B too. I'm so glad that Offset finna get millions from her, allegedly. But I'm gonna talk about that later. Like it's an old saying, nice guys finish last. You get nothing out of being a good man and you trying to deal with a black woman for the most part. Because they feel like it's owed to them. They think that you just they have these they have this thing where they believe that something is owed to them, not given to them. It's owed to them just because they say so, and they got the game twisted. They don't appreciate anything. They really believe that they are entitled to stuff. This woman, a thing they got women that think because they marry a man that's worth $1 billion or $500 million or something, just because they said I do, that they entitled to half of his earnings. Just because you said I do, please. It's sad to have somebody that constantly humiliates you and disrespects you. But I want some of you IE supporters to bring y'all asses on here so I can cook y'all. No, well, yeah. If well, Stephen Curry has the resources to like really just he has the resources. But Stephen Curry, he the type of dude that at the end of the day is man, we need to start back to going hard in the paint. Because at the end of the day, we get nothing out of being nice. It's been shown, it's been proven that you can't be nice to a woman. Nicer, the more nicer you are, the more compliant you are, the more compassionate you are, the more you get stepped on and walked over and mistreated. I think what she's doing is horrible. And no, she don't have a right to her opinion publicly. She could have kept that to herself. So now she's making Steph. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. All that stuff is all stuff is all this stuff hard to find, but they are. The funny thing is, I'll be called, me saying this stuff, I'll be called a misogynist. This feminazi and this will not women is a pick me and all that kind of stuff. They full of shit. A lot of these women on here be fronting because I'm gonna tell you something. Even King is exposed that. So all these women, $50,000 to $62,000, and that's all around the country. So good luck with that. You know, community pussy. And then I laugh at these dudes who sit there and deal with women like that. They call themselves trying to lay down the law, talking about from the phone that she had babies with. Her to take that stance against them, don't try to lay down, and that's what they try to do. And the thing is, disease to women, they don't want to catch it. These women are delusional. And I really think they need therapy, and I think they need to lay on the couch. They're just some ain't supposed to be mothers. Just like there's some dudes that ain't suitable to be fathers. But based off some of these women now and their background, who in the hell is you? What type of women you hung around? But then again, a lot of times what happened is, a lot of these women get advice from, the auntie, the auntie that always half robe and a bonnet and, manicured and did nails, 8 of them are broke and she have to, and she can't afford to get them fixed right away. So she have to put tape around her nails. Yeah. Talking about do this with a man, you do that with a man. And then she pretty much been on welfare forever. But then you ask her, well, when was the last time you been with a man? Since the Commodores advice from, they watched their mother, go through man after man. That's why you guys have to be really hesitant. I wanted to sure she was gonna be there for the long haul and stuff. But with women, you, that come back to mama down. I start cooking. If they start messing up my feet, they start messing up my streams and stuff. I'm in a good area. I didn't move to a new spot and stuff. Well, that's what they do. What's my sister? Yeah. If you a man and you go to let's say you see a whole bunch of women there and there ain't no dude there, that should be the last time you go to that house. That should be the last time you go to that house because that's already a red flag. Since the whispers was hot, they ain't had a man since Libya was. That sprinkle lady, she full of shit. A lot of these people on here be lying, and I'm just gonna tell the truth. They be lying. They be fronting, and they be fronting hard. Like I said before, the average man for the most part make around anywhere at the most 70,000 a year. Then you got these women sitting up here making these videos and going on Kendra G's show. And Kendra G's a fraud too. The thing is with Kendra G that I laugh at her about, you try to sneak this black man on a regular basis, but yet you are trying to pass off these scallywags on, in particularly black men. I swear to God, they need to bring back Monique's Charm School. I swear to God, they need to bring back Monique's Charm School. Please bring Monique's Charm School back.
I swear on everything I love, please bring that back. And that's another thing. And any woman that show respect for a man, they get called a pick me. That's the dumbest shit that I've ever heard in my life. Have you seen how some of these women talk on podcast? I mean, the ideology these women have, you just be like, this is psychotic. This is not normal. This is insane. And I think Ayesha Curry is insane. She needs to get counseling. She needs to get counseling. That's insane. What she's saying. King, I think she needs to, King, my brother, somebody need to tell Ayesha Curry she need to go lay on that couch. And to me, she goes to bed at night envious and has vitriol towards her. She is clearly jealous of her husband. And that's sad. But that happens a lot. Where you have the man that's jealous of his wife, or the wife that's jealous of her man. That happens a lot. But this is why the black household is fucked up. Any woman that think what Ayesha Curry said is cool, you're just as crazy as she is. Some things ain't meant to be told to everybody. Like I said, the fact that we having a conversation about it, that's the problem. It's a problem. It's disturbing. And you know, if a man had said this, they would be calling for his head. They would be calling for his head. They'd be calling him a scrub. They'd be calling him, let's just say a man was in Ayesha Curry's position, where the woman was the breadwinner and the man was just a house husband. And he said this type of stuff. Oh, I didn't want to be a father. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be that. They would be calling him a bum. They would be calling for her. Oh, get rid of him. They wouldn't be talking this stuff. Well, he's a man. He's entitled to his opinion. Well, I don't know what she can compete with her husband for. Hamza, because she already lost. Lady, you 30. And here's the thing, Stephen Curry has tried to create a lane for her. He tried to help her get on TV. She had a failed cooking show that lasts like maybe one episode on ABC. She's tried to get into the acting thing. That doesn't appear to be paying off. She's tried to model. That doesn't appear to be paying off. Y'all have to understand something. This is the hard and God honest truth. I gotta say what everybody else is afraid to say. She is jealous of her husband. That's a bad sign, man. That's a bad sign. That's the worst part about it, Leroy. That's the worst part about it. This man adores her, but then she constantly humiliates him. Just like Jada Pinkett constantly humiliates Will Smith. Will Smith sat up there and damn near destroyed his career over her. And you know what she said in return? Well, I didn't tell him to go slap Chris Rock. What? She threw him under the bus. Throw him under the bus. So that's what I'm saying. If you a black man, you can't win. You can't win, period. This is almost set up to fail. It's almost set up for you to fail. If, you know, if the man ain't against you, then basically he assigns the woman to be against you. I don't even see how she could sit up with straight face and sit up there and say all that shit about him. It's other things about her too. I don't even want to go that deep about Ayesha Curry. I don't want to go that deep about her, but yeah, she got a very beautiful face. But I mean, I mean, you know, we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. So she just basically proved what they say: nice guys finish last. It don't matter what you do for a woman. You can. It don't matter. They gonna find something wrong. You can do 95% of the stuff in a relationship or a marriage that's right if you a man, and that woman will hold on to the 5% that isn't good instead of overlooking it. She will be fixed sated on the 5% that's wrong about you. But then when it comes to her, she's like 80% wrong and maybe 20% good, but she don't want you to question her about the 80% of her that's bad. You're not supposed to. And then if you do, you're labeled this, you're labeled that. Everything now, when it pertains to men, is a foregone contempt to emasculate black men from having an opinion, because they don't do this with white men. This is only did to us. This is only did to us where women in our community try to emasculate us and try to humiliate us and constantly on a regular basis disrespect us. I hate to say it. This is factual. Do you ever hear Andrew Wilson complaining about his wife? His wife said flat out, he's the breadwinner, he's the head of the household, he gets the big piece of chicken. You can sit up there and you can sit up there and a woman that will just be combative for nothing. You did provided a house for her to live in. You didn't provided her with resources, those bags or whatever, those clothes that ain't really worth nothing, a nice car. And this bitch will get an attitude if you ask her to rub your back or make you a sandwich. Nah, marriage is outdated. Is listen, even women are admitting that the only person that benefits from marriage for the most part is the woman. Well, first of all, once again, I need somebody to answer my question. Who in the fuck made that terminology? Well, a happy wife is a happy life. Probably a woman. What about the man? What about our happiness? What about us coming home to peace? I'm gonna tell you something, you guys. When I got unmarried, I was at peace. I was miserable when I was married. I really was. And I don't want to dive deep into that, but the best thing I did was get away from that person because I was in a toxic situation and the person that I was with had it in for me. So I truly understand what it's like to have somebody that's laying next to you that's really your enemy. That's very true about keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer, because she was my enemy and she proved it time and time and time again. Ask yourself this, Leroy, my brother, and tell me this ain't the honest to God truth before I end this stream. 15, 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, you had a lot of brothers that were saying they couldn't wait to get home to their wife. This day and age, 2025, why is it that these men want to go everywhere but home? Why is it that these men can't wait to get up in the morning and get out of the house and go to work or go somewhere? Ask yourself that. Am I lying? I want somebody to tell me that I'm lying. Every brother, all my friends, I'm not going to say who they are. I get some kind of damn phone call where they talking about they having problems with their wife or the woman they live with, the mother of their children. It's like, why bother? For the most part, me and my son's mother, for the most part, we did have our bumps in the road. When we split up, we did raise our son together. We tried our best. Oh, appreciate the super chat. We tried our best. Now, my son's mother tried it with me. She got it, and she got into an argument with my late mother, and she tried to take my son away from me. And I'm not like trying to tear my son's mother down because I know my son listened to my channel, but it happened, and I hauled her ass to court. See, a lot of times you have to understand if a woman can't hurt you emotionally or even physically, she would try to hurt you through your children. And believe me, it was tough going through the judicial system because we all know how Johnny Law feel about the black man. But I'm just saying, for the most part, we did it together. And I think us, co-parenting and not being together was the best thing. So I'm just saying, think about that. I feel that, CJ. I feel that. I think Stephen Curry need to make a decision. It may be painful, but I was saying Ayesha Curry. Listen, y'all got to ask yourself this. Y'all know it's coming. You know she's gonna eventually walk away. She's gonna leave him. She's already setting the tone. She's already telling you. She's already telling you she didn't want to be there. She already telling you that eventually she gonna leave him. If I'm Stephen Curry, I would just beat her to the punch. I would just change the locks. I would send her on the trip somewhere. I would just change the locks. I would just have all her stuff sitting outside. Stephen Curry is rich. I'll say, here go $1 million. Go buy you a house for right now, but you can't stay at this house. And the kids are staying, and like you said, the kids are staying with me. Here go $1 million. Go buy you a house wherever you want to buy. I have a check for $1 billion. Here go buy you a house. Contact your lawyer. Have your lawyer contact me so we can put this in motion. And I don't want to hear shit from black women. And Stephen Curry's next wife or his next relationship is with a non-black woman. Because here's the thing, you guys. Like I said, we the only ones that have this amount of pressure to always be Superman. It's funny. Serena Williams' husband don't have to do shit. Here it is, which I'm gonna talk about that in the video. Here it is. Somebody drops off some kind of cotton plant by her hotel room, but you don't see black women coming after him, putting pressure on him to defend her. But had that been a black man she was married to, they'd be calling this coward. Oh, nobody don't protect it. Y'all said y'all don't want to be protected. Y'all said y'all rather had a bear. So go ask a bear to help your ass. Go ask Yogi Bear. Oh yeah, Hamza, I remember that. That was disrespectful. So like I said, Nobody don't say shit about Serena Williams' white husband, who don't never defend her. Let her get disrespected on a regular basis, but you don't see these black women coming after him. See, why ain't he? But then if that's us, we expected to go all out. So there you have it. Appreciate you guys being here. It's your boy Tam. I'm out.